Welcome, Guardians, to another episode of the Destiny Tracker Podcast. I am your host, Jay, the content manager here at the Tracker Network. And joining me this week is my amazing friend and co-host, Jay Rambo, 919. Jay Ram, what's up, my man?
Nothing, bro. Just have late night at work. I was glad I could make it home in time.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Joker, new co-host here on the show. Joker, what is up?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guardians of all ages? Joker back again, once again.
I like
my
that
intro.
I like that intro.
I gotta come up with something.
It makes people mad.
They're like, again? Why?
I know. I need a new intro. Like, that's good. That's good. Our special guest.
It's a YouTube intro though, not a Twitch intro.
It's true. Our special guest this week is NathinSane. Nathan, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
It's great. And you're here for our 69th episode. I just really wanted to say that. I just really
cheeky.
wanted to say that.
Wine and dine. That's an episode.
All right.
Had I known, I would have prepared better.
Oh, don't worry. Oh, God. Oh, I can't wait for those comments tonight. All right, guys. We have a packed show tonight. Lots to talk about. As always, we're going to start with our content creator Q&A, dive into our most fun and video games this week, dive into some Tracker Network news. We're going to talk about some faction rallies, the TWAB, and then end off with our last word. But before we get into all of that, some housekeeping things. You guys can find the DTR Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, and the Google Play Store at Destiny Tracker Podcast. The show is recorded on Fridays at 7:45 p.m. Eastern, live on Twitch.tv/Destiny Track. If you guys would like to support the show, you guys can easily subscribe on Apple Podcasts and make sure to leave a review, and then follow us on Podbean. You guys can also use our promo code DTR for 10% off your Gamer Sub GG order. Also, check out the brand new podcast here on the Tracker Network, hosted by Dan Fennedy. It's called #SideQuest Sunday. You guys can find that podcast on all the podcast services, and make sure to follow him on Twitch at Dan Fenna Twitch, and make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter at SideQuest Sunday. All right, NathinSane, I'm gonna pass it on to you. Do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name's NathinSane. How you doing? I stream pretty much everything, mainly first-person shooters. I work out a lot. I post a lot of things on Twitter, mostly memes. What else? I play a lot of PUBG. You'll see me be really chill or really ragey, one or the other. There's no in between, and that's basically me.
Sweet. So how did you get into streaming?
Well, I started with, the traditional trials Sherpaing. So I started off Sherpaing people. And then I was like, I'm doing it through, PlayStation Live and stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to go buy a PC. And then, because I wanted to listen to music while I played. And so then it just kind of took off from there.
Couldn't get an iPod?
No. I was too yeah. I was like, I want my stream to be fancy like everybody else's. Well, I was looking to buy a PC. I wanted to get into PC gaming because, Destiny 2 was coming out on PC, and I wanted to experience what I had friends that played it on PC at the live events and stuff, and they're like, it's phenomenal and everything. And I'm like, well, now I got to try it. So, I went in and bought myself a nice new PC and, just started playing different things because, we're kind of in a drought right now. So, I've used up all my time on Destiny 2, and I wanted to see what other games felt like, and I wanted to see where my skills and develop new things with mouse and keyboard. Just because I felt like I felt like controller kind of limits my ability to do things. Does that make sense? So PUBG and Fortnite's tough on PC. I'll tell you that. I try to do Fortnite on PC. Mm-hmm. Not the greatest at it.
Yeah, when I play Fortnite on PC, I just pop in the controller. Yeah, just gonna pop it right in. Not even gonna worry. You do that mouse and keyboard. All right, Jay, I'm passing on to you for your questions, man.
Yeah, so the first question I just kind of want to ask you is, and it's actually in reference to what you said in your intro, which is you kind of halted gameplay on Destiny 2. Can you kind of expand upon that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I didn't see myself wanting to do Sherpaing. I mean, I liked helping people, but it felt like my stream and everything and the content was just all based around that, and I didn't feel I was getting as much connection with the community as I used to have with everybody just kind of coming in and out for just the chirping service. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to do a little bit something different just so I could. I didn't want it to be just like, hey, you come in, enter raffle, leave if you don't win. I wanted to be, I kind of want to just establish more of a friendship and stuff with viewers and people I play with, which I have done pretty well, I think.
So when you say Sherper, are you talking about PvE or PvP content or both?
PvP, because I got the PvE content for D2 was kind of not for me. Yeah.
Okay.
It was it's good, but it was not, what I was accustomed to Destiny 1 raids and stuff, so it left a little bit more that I wanted.
So when you think about, because you said you went out, you bought a PC to listen to music, right? But we all know what the real reason was. So you could play D2 on PC, right?
Yes.
Can you kind of give our viewers, the people that are on console that do not have a PC, kind of like a little insight into how different the game actually is, if it is at all? Like, what have you noticed between the two?
I noticed, so there's a lot less, how do I put it? It feels less grainy, feels less stiff. The game feels more fluid and it feels bigger. It feels brighter. That's one of the issues I had with console. Like after going to PC from console, going back to console, everything feels really washed and the colors aren't bright. It just doesn't feel at all the same as a PC. It feels like a whole new game, and I feel like if the console players had that experience, they would. It would be a little bit of a different, I think, a dynamic and a different communication between the community and to Bungie. I think they would like it a little bit more.
And last question from me: if you could bring something, I don't want to say bring something. Let me say it this way: what is one thing that Bungie could do to get you to invest more time back into their PvP system, since that's what you mainly focus on?
Well, let's see. There's a lot of things they could do. Okay, so
you can give us a couple then. That's fine.
Okay. So we need to stop nerfing just because of weapon percentage usage. They need to reevaluate how they're implementing these changes to weapons. I don't like seeing nerfs all the time. Like I want people to feel powerful. I like the abilities and where they're at. The melee's not doing as much damage is a good thing, but the time to kill, that needs to be faster. There needs to be a faster dynamic in that. Competitive. There needs to be a reason to grind PvP. There needs to be a reason to feel special and feel rewarded. I think emblems, like just things like Fortnite does, that you see, like accomplishing certain things and you getting experience or getting certain skins or just getting exclusive things, more exclusive things that separate each player and make each player a little bit more unique, because that's what we wanted. We want to feel more unique and more powerful and more this and that,
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right, Joker.
Well, whilst I don't agree with you on the melee, no, I was actually watching this because I like to do a little research on the guest, so I don't seem like ignorant, because I don't have time to watch every streamer and stuff like that. I do my own YouTube channel and my own content. So when they tell me, I'm like, oh, hey, we're going to have this guy on, I'm like, okay, research mode. But I came across this montage of your gameplay that Panda Edits did.
Yes.
Static. It's really good. I love it. It's Destiny 1 gameplay.
Yes.
And I'm sitting here watching it, and I'm just watching you go with like a LDR class sniper and like the last word, and you always have something that you can do in any moment. And I get that these are like vertical slices of gameplay that are like, these are the best, these are the most entertaining. Yeah. But even just like going and watching like comparatively Destiny 2 type montages, which little there are, it's one of those things that I feel like when they decided to implement the new weapon system, they took away that sandbox, that toolbox that players had, that they could do anything at any moment. Mm-hmm. And with that, I think they also took away the watchability of the game, because I was really hyped watching that gameplay. Okay, I was like, dude, I want to load up Destiny 1 right now. Do you feel that the question is do you feel that the nerfing of the sandbox, the way that they've implemented the weapon system, has dramatically affected the way that streamers interact with the game, and thus also affected the popularity of the game? Like I said, that's a long question, a lot to unpack, but I think it's a good one.
Absolutely. I think I noticed from going from Sherping in Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, the way I handled doing carries changed completely. And these, you have to have your best players get the best, get the power ammo, get that stuff, and control the map and control the flow of the game. And you kind of used your teammates as bait, and it was very boring. Like, it was, every game kind of felt the same. There was no real sense of like, I never felt that, like, that rush and that adrenaline that I got in Destiny 1 where I had to 1v3 clutch, or I never felt in a position of comfort, if you will. Like, I always just felt like, okay, I'm playing off of whatever this other team is doing. Oh, they're laning this lane. Okay, let's everybody lane this lane, and everybody use your Mida and shoot them. And that's kind of where Destiny 2 felt, and it wasn't quite the same as Destiny 1 at all.
Okay, so I mean, unless you're done,
no.
Okay, so follow up is: do you think that kind of, because I'm going to say but O is not necessarily the most precise word I could use. Do you think that Bungie necessarily kind of owes streamers? Because with Destiny 1, had it not been for the streaming community, year one, Destiny 1 would have died. Like, let's be honest. And then with, because they were carrying people through Crota, they were carrying people through Vault of Glass, they were carrying people through, Trials when that became a thing with House of Wolves. So if it wasn't for that, Destiny 1 would have died.
Yes.
And now they've created a game that is completely unstreamable. Nobody wants to watch it. You don't have the hero moments. You don't have the, oh my God, he just did that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he just got Galahorn.
Yeah.
So I think, again, there's a lack of like those surprise moments. Mm-hmm. Do you think that Bungie kind of has done a disservice to streamers? Disservice is better than no. Do you think they've done a disservice to the streamers, which they say they like? They watch all these streams, they support them, but now they're not there.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think if you look at all of the streamers that were big in the Destiny community, they've all jumped, like a good chunk of them jumped to Fortnite because, the game is just more playable. There's better interaction between Epic and the community. And I feel like Bungie just, I don't know. They just, it's hard for me to figure out, like, I try to put myself in the mindset of like an executive or a dev or, and I know they want the game to be successful, because who wants their game to flounder and who wants people to hate their product? That wouldn't make any sense, Right. So I just think they do owe the community.
Right. The community.
Yeah, they definitely owe the community, hands down. They need to do something. They need to do more. And what worries me is that they're already looking at Destiny 3, and they're not looking at Destiny 2, where you've already lost we started off with 12 million players, and we're down to 300,000 within 6 months, if that. That's scary. And there's more games on the horizon that are going to be more daunting opponents for Destiny and the series in general. I mean, Fortnite is a juggernaut. It's taken over Twitch. It's taken over everything. PUBG, like the BRs are huge right now. And I see other games coming on the horizon that are PvE based, Anthem. And I see like all these games coming down the line, and it's like, I just don't see what Bungie can do with Destiny 2 to salvage, like, to bring back any real hype. I mean, they can do some things to bring back some of the population, but I don't see it coming back nearly as strong, and I don't see as many streamers coming back just because of. I mean, I feel like a lot of guys have had a sour taste in their mouth after what happened with all of this, like the changes and stuff.
Yeah, because Bungie has like legitimately cost them money and viewers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It put their livelihood online.
Yeah, a lot of guys put their bread or eggs in the basket of Bungie and Destiny 2, and I myself was like, I was ready for Destiny 2 to be this big thing. I bought a PC expecting, they even outlined, like, saying when the game was coming out and stuff that they would be putting out more and more updates, more frequent updates, and I haven't seen like very much of anything. I mean, I've seen fixes and bugs and stuff, but nothing that's like made me want to be like, okay, let's load up Destiny 2 and try this out,
Yeah, I mean, look at Fortnite. They have a new update like every other day, if not every day. Jeez.
And then a new weapon, a new event.
Yeah.
Like, it's always something. There's always something. Even PUBG is starting to do it because they see what Fortnite's doing, and they play copycat, kind of.
Yeah.
They just put out an 8v8 V8 game mode on their test server, and they're putting out emotes, which is, I don't know why they need to fix their game, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. There's just I think there's a big lack of communication through Bungie, through the community, in the corporation between Activision, Bungie. All of it's just a bad. There's no communication. There needs to be more of that.
Hopefully, with their new CEO at Activision, everything will change and they could get a contract change or something.
See, I don't think Activision was Bungie's biggest problem.
Yeah, no. Bungie is Bungie's biggest problem.
Bungie's biggest problem.
Yeah, this whole time we were blaming the publisher, and it wasn't the publisher, really.
I have a really, not to promote myself, but I have a really in-depth video on that. And it goes through a lot of the stuff that Bungie, all the stuff that Bungie put out, like rebooting the game in the midnight hour again. Like, why would you do that? Like, okay, so this isn't what you want for your vision of the game, right? Like right now. Yeah. Okay, fine. You know what? Bite the bullet. Put out another Taken King expansion to Destiny 1, and then with Destiny 3 do the we want to bring in new players.
Like, it's common to reboot a game, but that late into the time and all that, like months before release, is just
that's arrogant. That's overestimating what you can do.
They got away with it once, and they thought they could do it again.
Do you think it's arrogant, or do you think it's like our back is against the wall again? We have to do something like this again.
So it's either arrogance or it's incompetence. And
okay, I can deal with incompetence, but I don't know about arrogance.
I don't know. The conversations that I've had with some of the developers that have led me to be blocked has led me to believe that it's definitely, they don't think they're in the wrong. They think that the community just doesn't understand what they're doing, and is afraid of change. And that's kind of the thing. That's kind of been a Bungie thing since Halo. So I've been following Bungie since Halo, since Marathon, and like it was like pulling teeth to get them in Halo 2 to fix the battle rifle, to fix the melee system. In Halo 3, they brought back the same Halo 2 melee system. Like, we wanted that. And it's like, no, nobody wanted that. And then in Halo Reach, it was like bleed through shield melee bullshit. Nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted Bloom. Nobody wanted armor abilities. And it took until then, and that wasn't even fixed until 343 took over. So like, it was one of those things like, does Bungie have a history of kind of like going, no, we made Halo, we made this multi-billion-dollar franchise, we obviously know it's right? Or is it a case of, hey, you know what, we're just trying something out, we like it, we think you guys will like it, but hey,
but it's not the devs, it's management. They are the issue.
Yeah, I think the guys, the code monkeys, the programmers, the guys who like are writing the lore text, or the guys who are just like designing the weapons, I think they're phenomenal. I think amazing. Like the art design, I have both the art books. I've said this before. I think the code monkeys and those guys are just amazing. But it's the guys who are like the 5 people in management, who are like, no, we know what's right and we know what we're gonna do and yada yada yada, and this is how we want the game. I don't know. This is going to make us the most money. Ma.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, man.
I just went on a rant. My apologies.
Oh, no,
you're good.
You're fine. It's just, at this point, who knows what's coming next with them or from them? Both.
Yeah, I'm really afraid of Gods of Mars or Fallen Warmind or whatever it's going to be called. Because I'm like, oh, God.
If it does turn out to if it does turn out to be the way Curse of Osiris was, then
Ooh, I don't want to think about that.
But JRAM, they have a history, man.
Oh, I know, dude. Oh, I know.
Well, hold on. Oh God, this is coming from me. Devil's advocate.
Alright.
House of Wolves did do a lot to save Destiny 1.
Mm-hmm.
It brought trial. I mean, it was kind of a lackluster DLC story-wise and whatnot, but it brought in characters that people liked, like the Queen, Petra, stuff like that. And then it brought in, Trials of Osiris, and Trials of Osiris did save the game. Now, I think we can all agree that the current weapon system, or maybe we don't all agree, the current weapon system is bad. It doesn't create those hero moments. It doesn't give the player the toolbox that they need to succeed. But I think if they want, going up to the release of DLC 2, if they show that they have, like, look guys, we understand we fucked up, we fucked you guys hard, and here's everything, and it's like, a complete revamp. I don't think it's going to be, but hey, we can wish.
Yeah.
We're going to do what we can. Like, I don't think the weapon system's going to change from now till DLC 2. I think that's too big of a change.
Yeah.
But I think, or the perks are going to change. But I think if they can, like, good faith, I think is the word I'm looking for. If they can show a change in good faith, and bring up a good raid. I think a good raid will do it. A good PvP mode. A good, if they can, like, show that they are willing to do what they can with what they have, especially the small live team, then I think that will buy back a lot of things. So I guess that brings me to my next question: is what would Bungie have to do to bring you back to that game?
Well, clean up their in-house people. They have to fix their communication problems, fix the trouble and all the drama and all of that, and then put out a polished game, work on that, make it good again, make Destiny Destiny again.
So you're saying D3?
Yeah.
At this, yes, I am saying D3. Yes, I hate to say that far into the future, but I think with the current state of D2, they can change a lot of things, but players are not going to come back to this game. I think we're going to need a brand new fresh start.
I honestly, Jay, I agree with you. So I'm not going to what I'm saying is not a disagreement.
Thank you.
But and we said this on the show last week.
Yeah.
I think we need to be a little bit more descriptive when we say players aren't going to come back. And what I mean by that is this: PvP players, you got a lot of awesome PvP options now. So I can see, even like Nathan that we have on the show tonight. I can possibly see him maybe never coming back, only because there are so many other options out there for PvP. As far as PvE is concerned, there is not another game on the market that has the first-person perspective looter shooter raid. So until something like that comes along, the PvE side really doesn't have any competition. So if you're Bungie, what do you do? Do you roll the dice and say, our PvE community is pretty strong. It's not where we'd like it to be, but at least it's there. So let's dump tons of resources into trying to get back the PvP people, or do you sit there and say, okay, what's working and what's ever working, let's strengthen that even more because we know it's already working. And we're not behind those closed doors, but it seems like to me, they're dumping everything in the PvP.
Yeah, which they need to, because
I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
I think
that's not their strength.
You cut your losses with PvP, man.
Yeah, until Destiny 3.
There's too many better. There's too many games out there that do what they do better.
Now, I was going to say that they should put it all into PvP.
I didn't mean to start a flame war.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I didn't finish, but a lot of their top PvP players and streamers, they left the game. Look at Triple Wreck. He is now doing things for Epic Games at GDC, for Fortnite and things like that. I think they have to bring back some of their PvP players, because I feel like PvP players are the most outspoken people in the community. Does that make sense?
So I'm coming from a Halo background, and whenever I say anything about competitive PvP, like Halo, MLG, whatnot, and this is not me being mean or anything. This is not being negative or meaning this in a negative way. But
here comes all the loss of subscribers.
Here comes the loss of subscribers. PvP players are vultures.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's true. PvP streamers, MLG competitive players, if they think they can get in on the ground floor of something, okay, they will do it. Ninja, he's a nice guy. I've met him once. He's a great guy. Okay. But I met him back in Halo 3. I used to go to MLG tournaments. Halo 3, Halo Reach. He was never good enough to make top 5. He had some top 5 placings, but it was never consistent. He got in on the ground floor of Fortnite, and look what it's done for him.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
PvP, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's how it is. That's how the world works.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't want to like sound like I'm being like mean or anything, you know. So if all of the PvP players for Destiny are kind of like pushing themselves out into Fortnite and trying to compete in those spheres where people like Ninja are already dominating, it's not going to go as well for them as they think it will. So they will likely come back if Destiny becomes a game that people want to play again. Because they're like, oh, well, I was already there on the ground floor. Like, Triple Rec will be back if Destiny... Like, even if he said he's not going to be back, he'll be back.
Yeah. They'll all
and
be back.
I think most of them will be. Because I think it's a ground floor thing, right? You can say, I was the guy who helped build that. I was the guy who helped start that, you know?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, you know? That's why I jumped on with Destiny 2 to do lore. I jumped on to tell stories, okay? And then my channel wound up bitching. Like, that's all it is. And it's like, I don't want that to be that. So I started like doing Halo book reviews and whatnot. But the point is, people will always come back. So again, like, to kind of reiterate the question, what is it that, like, if you could like sit down, Christopher Barnett, whatever his name is, I don't mean any disrespect. I always pronounce it wrong and everybody tells me I do. What is like maybe even just one thing he could change that would bring you back even somewhat?
Well, they're bringing out custom matches, so that's something that I've been wanting back. Obviously, that should have been in the game to start with. It would have held players there. This is something I've touched on before in my stream and stuff, and I talked about it. I've said if they were to bring out a Forge mode, I would absolutely play the crap out of it. Forge mode would hands down save them headaches for deving. They wouldn't even have to dev anymore because you'd have the player base deving, and then create a marketplace where players can trade maps, trade game modes,
I don't think they can do a Forge mode.
I don't think they can either.
I think they're in. So if they had a Forge mode, we'd have new multiplayer maps all the time.
Oh yeah,
but I don't think their engine allows for it.
No, and that's what another point I wanted to touch on. If they changed their engine and rolled out more consistent updates like Epic does, then I would come back. Absolutely. But until they do something different, Destiny 2, like I'm not going to wait 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 months for something to change in a game. You know, that's just ridiculous, especially with the way Epic is setting the pace and the tone for all shooter, all multiplayer at this point. Even PvE, they change their PvE all the time now. So it's just,
and I think not to cut you off, but I think Epic is actually rather intelligent because they had Paragon, and they cut their losses with Paragon. And not only did they cut their losses, but they're like, "Hey guys, we're shutting this game down, but here's all the assets. Do with them as you please." Okay, so that allows 3D modelers and whatnot to take them as well. Anybody who's using the Unreal Engine like me. So, you know, and then they go, we're going to take, instead of trying to save a sinking ship, we're going to go and put all our development effort on Fortnite because it's making us the most money. And obviously that's a business decision.
Right.
So do you think Bungie should try to save the sinking ship that is Destiny 2, or do you think they should move on to, if nothing else, DLC, like major expansion, Taken King 2, Electric Boogaloo, and try to bring back Destiny 1 with that expansion at the minimum? Like,
Yes.
even if we get like a shitty House of Wolves 2, whatever, you know, and they go, okay, here is expansion 2, or major expansion 2, Taken King, whatever, and this is where we put all our effort, and they show it, you know. Do you think that that's what they should do, or should they just go cut their losses and go Destiny 3?
Well, in an ideal world, they'd release a new major expansion, and it brings back literally everything from Destiny 1, just basically imports Destiny 1 into Destiny 2. And we have all the content that we've already paid for and all the weapons that we grinded for. I get my Eyes Luna back.
I know, it's just like a DLC, right?
Yeah, just I would take it. And I would actually play. I'd play the
shit out of it.
Oh, God. If I got my last word back, ooh, it'd be over.
I know, you were crispy with that last word in that montage.
Ooh, and that was when they nerfed it. Oh,
I know, dude.
I didn't even get it to drop until like way too long.
How did you not buy it from Zerher?
I'm really terrible at doing things. I played the game at the start. I had enough coins to buy Galahorn. Never got a Galahorn until I started the second time.
See, I got Galahorn. I was like, no, this thing, it looks stupid. This thing looks stupid. I'm not going to get it. But then I was like, oh, yeah, but what's the odds that it's actually like really good because it looks stupid? Yeah. Like, because it sounded, like when you read it, it sounded really stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Oh, they'll sell it again. Whatever.
That doesn't, like, dude, this isn't a primary. It's a heavy, dude. I want Suros, or I want Red Death, or I want, like, Last Word, you know? Especially at the time when Suros was broken. And then you're like, yeah, but I'm going to gamble on this and go like, no, hold on. Most games, when something looks stupid, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, back to the question. Yeah. So I think they should, I hate to say it, but cut their losses with Destiny 2, man. It's already left such a sour taste in the community's mouth. I think they need to focus on changing up whatever engine they have for Destiny at the moment. They need to just scrap that and implement something that's better. They have to at this point. Otherwise, Destiny 3 is just going to be a flop, like a big flop. Even if it's the best game they've put out ever, it could still be a flop just because of the community interaction and the lack of communication and just this big sour taste. I mean, they need to do something that shows good faith for sure, like you said earlier. They need to do something to try to bring back a little bit of the player base, so that way, and bring back streamers, so that way you have more word of mouth, because streamers do dictate how a population and how community feels about a game. Like if Gothalion and all them, and Triple Rec and Crafty and everybody, a lot of people look up to those players, and they
it's they're probably the reason Sea of Thieves did anywhere near as well as it did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because it's not necessarily a fun game if you're playing it by yourself.
No.
We'll talk about that later. All right.
It's
I mean,
cool
I have
to watch
cool guys
people
that I
have
play
fun.
with, but like if I was playing that solo, I don't think I'd want to play it solo.
No, yeah. I would be alright on that. I'd pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like hard pass.
Yeah. But yeah.
You're on your own, Jay.
Alright, let's get into that after this segment. Let's move into our most fun in video games this week. So I'll go first. I've actually been playing Sea of Thieves solo. I've personally have been having a blast in it. But I'll say that for our Tracker Network news segment.
What a...
Next,
Boss Man's now mad.
I've been playing Fortnite. I've been playing Fortnite mobile also on my phone during my commute. It's actually pretty good. I'm enjoying it. It's a bit laggy here and there, but other than that, it's pretty fun. But I am enjoying. Yes, one win.
You got one win on mobile.
Yes, one win.
I just hit my desk. My apologies.
Thank you. Solo too. Solo. But I have been playing PUBG Mobile, and that is a ton of fun. I am really enjoying that a lot.
I don't know if my phone can play it.
I'm kind of looking at it.
I'm pretty sure it can play on any Android phone if you have an Android or iPhone, or not. Most iPhones is able to play on. So yeah, that's my most fun. Nathan, I'm gonna pass it on to you. Your most fun in video games this week? Well,
I've been choking all my chicken dinners on PUBG. That's what I was doing today. I am perpetually in the top 10. I have over 20 top 10s at this point.
I thought you said something else for a second.
Oh no, not choking my chicken.
Yeah.
That's actually the stream
This is
title.
the 69th episode.
This is yeah.
My stream titles all now consist when I play PUBG. Come watch me choke my chicken. ... Dinner.
That's how you do it.
But the most fun for me this week, it actually wasn't even really me playing. It was me watching some streams with my girlfriend's little boy. We were watching Fortnite. We were watching Shroud and Ninja and them. And I got to watch him. He's like, who are the bad guys? And I'm just like explaining to him and everything. And I'm like, those are the bad guys. That guy's a bad guy. You know? And he likes the colors and stuff. And I think he's only 4. So he's like, he loves Fortnite though. I think
Fortnite did a really good job with their engine and how low polygonal it is.
Mm-hmm.
So this is me having some game development knowledge. So whenever I attack Bungie, it's actually I've been there. I've been on the other side of coding. I think they did a really intelligent thing going with this kind of kiddish, cartoonish, low polygonal thing, because it does allow them to implement new weapons. It does allow them to implement skins. It does allow them to implement a lot of things really quickly, because it's not a lot of render time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of map load time to do it. I have to imagine that their map load time, even with as huge as their maps are like an hour to half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In their engine, because of just how low polygon as opposed to Destiny, where everything has like a million textures on like a skull that you never see 5 miles away.
Yeah.
Which is really weird, because they pioneered the oh god, they did it in Forge, where it was like if you were seeing it from really super far away, you actually kind of like, it was really pixelated. But if it was really close, or if you were zoomed in with a sniper and you were directly looking at it, it was super detailed. You know?
I know what you're talking about,
343 does that and stuff like that. It's diametric resolution or something. Anyways, so Fortnite is it's really intelligent with that, because it has these really cool, exaggerated looking character models, these really cool exaggerated skins, these really cool exaggerated weapons, but they're all very low polygon.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I have to imagine that they're not even in the thousands on each model. But it just looks cool though, because art style, and it's a game that will hold up, unlike Destiny, which like Destiny 2 actually, even from Destiny 1, actually looks like it's because it's in better resolution, especially if you're playing on PC. It actually looks worse.
Yeah.
From going from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. And it's because it's not the because your texture, especially if you're playing in like 4K or whatnot, and it's bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never.
And I think
that.
Fortnite has been really intelligent on their game design.
Yeah. The Unreal Engine is amazing. It's
you
you don't think so? You don't think the way Fortnite runs? I think it's pretty good. I think it depends on the way you use it. It depends on the way you use it.
Yeah, it's definitely the way you use it. The Unreal Engine is a nightmare. From a guy who's been messing around with it. Now, to be fair, I don't know nearly enough about programming, but I want to make a game, so I've been playing with Fortnite or the Unreal Engine. But the Unity is probably better for what I want to do. I'll just put it that way. But Unity's glitchy and buggy and full of shit. Anyways.
All right. So, Joker, your most fun this weekend video games.
Well, actually, so I started streaming, and they're just like, I get drunk and I'm like, I drink a bunch of vodka, and I just go, we're gonna go live, and we're gonna go live now.
Can't feel my teeth. Let's go live.
I was playing Halo 1. Okay, on the MCC, because I needed to get footage for videos that I'm making, and I was just like bullshitting with the chat, and I was like dying a bunch and whatnot, and like I got like $200 that night in tips.
Wow,
on YouTube.
Nice.
And I'm just like, what? Why? Why are you giving me money? I'm just bullshitting with you. I'm just playing a game. Stop! Like, this doesn't make sense to me.
Nice. Well, congrats.
Yeah. So I was like, and it was just really fun to like interact with the chat. I think, and I think this is something that a lot of streamers probably already realize, is that it's not necessarily what game you're playing; it's your personality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Oh yeah. All right.
Agreed.
J-Ram, your most fun this week.
Well, I normally would say The Division, which I haven't stopped playing, but I did pick up another game.
Sea of Thieves.
No. Yeah, all right.
Was it Gears of War 4?
Gosh.
Have I been telling you about it?
No.
Cosplay, my dude.
No. It is.
Yes,
Are
we
you
need
guys
to
ready?
cosplay.
I'm ready.
Warframe.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, that game's pretty good.
I just scripted my first Warframe lore video.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, it's really good. Now, I played Warframe a long time ago when it was on the PS4. So, like, the launch of PS4.
And it was shit, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
After Oberyn came out, yeah.
It was garbage. Yeah, it really wasn't that good. So then, years go by. Everyone always says, "Oh, you like Destiny? Go play Warframe. It's better." You always hear that argument, okay? So I said, "All right."
Yeah, that's my comment section. Go play Why aren't you playing Warframe?
Yeah, so I said, "All right, ass clowns. I'll go fucking play Warframe then. That's what I'll do." So I started playing Warframe, and I will admit, YouTube is your friend because the learning curve on that game initially is extremely difficult. They do not do a good job at explaining what you have to do when you do this stuff.
My dude. Auto mods is your friend.
I didn't know that until I watched a YouTube video. Now, that being said, because I'm glad you said that, because that's going to lead me right into this. If the customization / mod system for Destiny or Destiny 2, whatever you want to call it, is a grain of sand, consider Warframe the Sahara Desert.
It is. No, that mod system is stupid, and like there's like factions that you join, and they have certain mods. I don't know how far are you in are in, but there's like factions, and you like
the second like quest line.
Okay, are you playing on PC?
Yeah.
Yep. I have to. Yeah.
I'm playing on Xbox.
Well, that's because you suck.
I do suck. I have a gaming PC. I use it to make like 3D models and shit. But I'm like, no, I'm not gonna put any games on it because if I put any games on it, I'll get distracted.
Yeah, but no, it is. The movement's amazing. How you can move in that game. The shooting feels great. The weapon setup is really great, and once you understand how to move and all that stuff, the game gets really, really user-friendly. But I do wish they had a little bit more of a tutorial package where it shows you, like, okay, this is where you take your mods and this is how you do fusion. Or this is how you can customize your Warframe. This is the definition of a Warframe, which they kind of do define at the very beginning. So that wasn't fair of me to say that. But like, there is one thing, Jay, that game does unbelievably amazing than any other game out there. And they understand what it means to be free to play. What I mean by that is this. There is not one thing in that game that you cannot get if you just play the game. Now, you have the option, to spend some cash, which converts into platinum. And there's no loot boxes whatsoever that, well, hold on. Before I get there, okay? Before I get there.
Okay.
You can grind. It tells you exactly what you need if you want to get this gun. Oh, okay? Pretty simple. Now, there is a documentary right now by No Clips, Danny O'Dwyer, floating around on Twitter. Just watched part 2 today by accident. I should start with part 1, but, it was first thing in my timeline feed, so I hit it. And you want to talk about a company that started off extremely flat and then using not only their knowledge, but the knowledge of their community to make something better. And don't confuse me here. I am not comparing Warframe to Destiny 2 whatsoever. I'm not even comparing Digital Extremes, the creators of Warframe, to Bungie themselves. If you guys take the time and watch this little window into game development, it is unbelievable to see what they did, how they did it, and how everybody kind of contributed a little bit to it. They even went with the loot bait or the loot, the
loot boxes.
Thank you. I couldn't think. Yeah, they even went with the loot box initially, and what they noticed was within the first week, one guy spent I don't know. I'm making this number up. It's in the documentary, but he may have spent $1,000 just trying to get this one skin, and somebody on the team went, you know what? we just sold a virtual slot machine, and that's not fair to our players. And they took it out the next day.
Yeah.
That's the shit I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now,
I
Joker's
agree.
back. So you want to comment a little bit on the Warframe?
I had to run real quick to show you how long I've been a Digital Extreme fan.
Oh, yeah, that's one of their first games. That is their first game.
Yeah, in fact, you can see if you look at the O's on it, maybe it's better on that one. You can see the Lotus.
Your light is flashing.
Yeah.
Or your
Yeah, it
game
is.
light
I don't know.
is too bright.
Yeah, but if you look at Dark Sector, so Dark Sector, the guy in it was supposed to be Excalibur. This is where they came up with the idea for Warframe.
Oh, okay. Okay, which is one of the Warframes you can pick at the very beginning.
Yep.
That's the one I picked, by the way.
Yep. And the O on it is the Lotus symbol that's all over Warframe.
I didn't even notice a Lotus symbol anywhere.
Yeah. But no, Warframe's amazing, dude. Like, I mean, they could do a little more to explain a lot of stuff because, okay, gamers are smart. Gamers are hella smart. They will figure this shit out. But when you have like 500 mods or something like that,
Yeah.
and you're just looking at your Warframe and you're like,
Overwhelming.
It's unbelievably overwhelming.
It's unwieldy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what,
that was-
Nate, have you played much Warframe?
Yeah, I played a little bit. Like you said, it gets a little bit like you have to really invest your time into it, and I just like I kind of like just pick up and play. And I was picking up and playing for a little bit, but I'm like, man, I just don't in between. And this was when Destiny 2 was kind of like in between, so I was like, I want to play something else in between it. And so I played it, and I'm like, it's really phenomenal what they're doing with the game, but I just don't have enough time because I'm getting old.
Dude, I'm like 30,
Dude,
so I feel
It is.
I'm 29.
It's quite the player investment. It really is. But it took them a long time to figure out this formula that A, is working for them, and B, they realize this is not the way it's going to stay. Yeah. So they made something that is very easy to. It's easy to change. It's adaptable. It's reactive. I mean, they really. You know what they are? Very well at forward thinking.
We'll just become a Warframe podcast now.
Oh my god! It almost seems as if, seriously though, after watching this documentary and then seeing what they talked about and playing the game, they definitely come off as a company that is proactive, whereas Bungie is a company that is reactive.
Oh yeah, very much. Though when it was a few months ago, Warframe was doing this whole thing with streamers to get positive word of mouth, where if you were watching certain streams that were people that were streaming Warframe, you would get in-game loot and loot codes and stuff as you were watching on Twitch. And it was a really neat partnership, and it boosted their directory. They were like, I mean, I don't know how many players it brought in. It brought me in. I was like, I want to give this another go, see how it was.
Fuck, man.
I'll watch some.
It's awesome that you say that, because there's a situation where they said, you know what, we're going to use our community, we're going to use our streamers to help us promote our game, and on the flip side, we're going to help everybody else out that is also participating in this.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for Bungie to do something like that, and if they did something like that and I'm not aware of it, then shame on me for not saying something. But I can't think of one.
They did with Pop-Tarts.
Fuck Pop-Tarts, man. Pop-Tarts fucking suck.
Pringles.
My
they
wife and
also
Rockstar.
They also did a Pringle
Funny story
thing.
about Rockstar. I didn't get the Rockstar Destiny Red or the Rockstar Destiny codes until after the the promotion had ended in my Walmart.
Wow.
So I'm like, I don't want to drink these.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you already beat Destiny 2 5 times, and then
I
you
got
got the XP codes.
Yeah. So let's talk about a rumor that's going around right now, and it's about the new Modern Warfare 2 remaster. Did you guys hear that it may not include multiplayer?
What a dumb move.
I want to know who was
stupid. That was the only good part about that game, other than the achievement where you have to get through the plane in like 3 seconds or something with killing everyone.
Like,
you know what I'm talking about.
I don't even know what intern, like, I don't even think it was a high person. What intern at the company thought that was a smart idea?
Yeah.
And
No, somebody likes the campaign of that game, okay?
An intern,
Shut up,
yeah,
Jay.
yeah.
Somebody likes the campaign of that game, and
Yeah.
they are in charge of this reboot. or
It's my
remaster.
favorite movie. It's my favorite 4-hour movie ever.
Like, who's the smart person that thought of that? So, what are your thoughts on that?
So here's the thing, Jay. Here's
All
the
right,
thing.
Joker,
You don't
yeah.
realize people are going to buy that because they're just going to see MW2, okay, remastered, okay, and millions of people are going to buy this, okay, and they're going to be tricked into it because they think they're getting the multiplayer, and they're like, ah, yeah, boy. It's like with the Halo 1 multiplayer or the Halo 1 remastered way back when they did that, and it came with the Halo Reach maps, okay. And people were like, oh, yeah, Halo 1 multiplayer. Because I worked at a GameStop at that time, and people like legitimately thought that. And I had to correct so many people. So I think Activision is going on the same assumption.
It's just, why? Like,
I don't know, man. That's
Yeah. I don't.
one way to like. It's bad. That's just bad. It's just bad. That's a bad.
it's a way to
move.
is it
destroy your
because of
brand.
like servers? Maybe it will cost too much to maybe boot up some new server.
No.
Or,
MW2 was peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
or because they know Black Ops 4 multiplayer may not be too well, and if they release Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare 2, they kind of need players to play Black Ops 4 because who played Infinite Warfare multiplayer when Modern Warfare Remastered, COD 4, came out? Like, I don't know. I just want to know who was the smart person who thought of that at Activision.
I think they could double dip. I honestly think Call of Duty is the type of game that could actually double dip. Because like I like the Cyberpunk. I like how Deus Ex, the Black Ops franchise, has gotten. Okay, I like that. Okay, I feel like it gives me more options. I think it gives them more creativity. But I don't want to see it go Halo. I want to see it stay Cyberpunk. I don't want to see it go Halo.
Yeah.
Okay, like whatever the last super infinite hyper warfare yada 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 was.
Yeah.
Where they were in space and Jon Snow was the villain.
He knew nothing.
Like that was a little too much. But I like the 30, 40 years from now, you know, where they're like, okay, this is the conflicts that are likely to happen. Because did you see the documentary of the Vidocs for that, where they're like talking to people who are like, you know, they have
game.
For I think it was Black Ops 3, and they're talking about like rare earth minerals and stuff, and they're like looking at the way that the economy is going to be shaped and formed in like, you know, 30, 40, 50 years because of like stuff going on in China and stuff going on in Japan and stuff going on in the US and stuff, just based on economies and how that'll affect warfare. And I was like, oh my god, this is really interesting. And then it kind of plays into the game, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this sounds really cool. It's like,
Yeah,
you did your
and then-
research. And then it's like, oh, it's a Call of Duty game.
Yeah, it's a normal COD game.
They know their audience.
Yeah, they definitely do. I definitely think there's room for them to double dip because it's a two different feeling games, Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
It's a different studio, and I do actually like the Black Ops. If they take it back to boots to ground with some tweaks into maybe some different kinds of perks and stuff, like just futuristic stuff, that would be cool. Take away jetpacks and stuff, because I mean the wall running. I did like Black Ops 3. I think I thought it was really good.
Black Ops 3.
It was really good. Everything felt really polished. The hit detection was good. It felt like a solid game. But I do feel like the vertical shooting stuff is just kills the franchise a little bit for everybody.
It's too Titanfall.
Yeah, it's too Titanfall, and Titanfall does it better. So why try
and
to?
not even that. The worst part of Titanfall is being a pilot.
Yeah.
I want to be in my giant. I want to be in my Gundam. Okay, like.
Yeah. That game. I love Titanfall 2. I thought it was a sleep.
Titanfall 2 got
It was
robbed.
fun.
Like,
Campaign was amazing, man.
Like, look, you know.
Titanfall
Battery's
2
dead.
just came
Damn it.
out at the wrong time. Like,
It
it
did.
was just too many other games were just overshadowing it. It came out in 2016, right?
It was so
Not
much better than everything else that came out at the time.
Yeah,
It
like
just did not have the marketing push.
yeah.
It was a
And
bad
the marketing push
and
that
bad.
it did have was amazing. I
Yeah.
love that live action trailer.
They put what it came out between Battlefield 1
and COD. Yeah.
COD. So I'm like, why? Why would you even?
They just threw it out there. Yeah. They're just like, oh, here's Titanfall.
They should have waited either a few months and released everything all at once, all the DLC and
They
everything.
should have come out in September.
Yeah, and then just wait for the hype to die down and everybody not to play COD anymore, because that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what happened in 2016.
That
Infinite
campaign,
Warfare.
I'd never given a shit about like a companion, and then like BT. Oh my god! I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody who wants to actually go and play it, but go and play it. Titanfall. If you guys trust my opinion whatsoever on video games, go and play Titanfall 2. It is the best campaign in a single player shooter story that I have ever played. And I'm counting Halo in that.
So
the time travel stuff where you have to like get the watch and you're like, oh no, I got to do the puzzles.
It was fun.
So good. That was so good.
It was a great game. I kind of want to replay it now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna replay it.
But yeah, that game was a sleeper and a half, man. It's a shame that it didn't do better, and I hope that they release another one and they put it out.
I hope they made enough money to do another one. Yeah, same here.
Yeah. They deserve it. I mean, they deserve it.
I think they are, because I believe EA did buy Respawn, and they are working on another Titanfall.
Yeah, but EA.
I think Respawn did microtransactions the best out of any studio that's done them so far.
Because they weren't owned by EA.
Yeah, it's because they weren't owned by EA, but now it's gonna be loot boxes.
But I think EA learned
do you want this Iron Man looking fucking SMG? You can have this Iron Man looking SMG. It's $4. You don't have to buy 18 loot boxes to get it. It's just $4. You know. So
let's talk a little bit about Sea of Thieves a bit. I'm really interested to hear everyone's opinion, since you all was like, yeah, no. J-Ram, I want to. Let's go to you first. I really want to hear your opinion on it.
All right. Well, I played the beta.
Okay.
And I played the beta like all weekend with my friends.
Okay.
The way you're supposed to play the game.
Wow.
And
I just realized.
Shade.
What's that?
Shade.
The shade. It got dark in here.
Shade though.
Got to turn off the light back there.
Ready? Let's pretend
you have a list. Oh,
this piece of paper.
Okay.
Is a map.
All right.
So on the map, if you were supposed to be, let's say, hold on, give me a second. Try to draw something here.
Oh gosh.
You guys see that? X marks the spot, correct?
Yeah, my dude.
Now, here's the problem.
Okay.
You cannot do this with the map. It is a game where you have to find the treasure.
Yeah.
And yet the objects are all stationary, and yet you can't do this with the map. That would make finding the treasure exponentially.
But it's
easy.
It's
so right.
Wait.
It's a fundamental thing. You're standing, you go like this.
I
can't do that. Fucking dumb. Number 2.
Wait. I want to go back to number 1 really quickly.
Okay, number 1.
I don't have an issue finding treasure. It's not that hard to go, at least not for me. I go to the island, look at it, look at the trees and the rocks, and I'm able to find it easily. I would still like to be able to turn my map so the way I'm positioned, I can go ahead and position the map the way I'm looking. The Goonies did it all the time.
I didn't even think of that until you said it, but it's fucking hilarious.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. I agree with you completely, by the way.
Yeah, it's a fundamental thing. All right, number 2. Excuse me.
Should have made more time for this segment.
Finding treasures is fun.
Okay.
Getting the treasure back to your boat is fun.
Okay.
And even sailing it back is fun.
All right.
What's not fun is when somebody kicks your ass and steals your stuff.
They get good.
Jay, hold on. Let me finish.
That'd be good.
And then you spawn in the same spot that you just died, so you go kick their ass and you take it back. And now it is a seesaw battle the whole way down until you get to the island that you have to turn it in. That's stupid. If anything, if you die, you should go into a different server. Ooh. Now, it would be nice to get my stuff back, because it's my stuff and I work really hard to get that
That's some
stuff.
Dark Souls level shit.
Okay?
Yeah.
You get one chance.
But that being said, You know what I mean? If you go ahead and you steal someone's stuff, and you kill them, they just spawn right next to you and they come back and try to fight you. It's dumb. Three. We bitch and complain about loot and Destiny and how it's not fun or anything. There's nothing fun in that game. And what I mean by that is this, Jay. Hold on. Turning in chests gets boring after the 500th chest that you've turned in. Now, I know it's a game that you're supposed to play with your friends, and it's a big sandbox, and it's all these things, and it's an adventure game, and I get all of that. That doesn't mean that I have to like it. And after playing it for that weekend, I turned my PC off, went in the other room, talked to my wife, and she goes, "Did you have fun?" I'm like, you know what? The game is just okay. Mm-hmm. And I know Paul Tassi, the writer for is it Kotaku or Forbes? I forget.
Forbes.
I know he's catching a lot of crap right now about what he wrote, but he's right.
I did read that article, and there was some.
It's not a $60 game; it's a $10 game.
But Sea of Thieves is not made for everyone. It's
neither is Destiny, but we have the same arguments.
No. Hold on.
Right.
Let me come in. I agree. It is not a $60. I think it's a $30 game. I think they should have had the Cliff Bleszinski mentality when he was doing whatever that fucking stupid game he did was, where it's like, no, this is not a $60 multiplayer only game. You know, I think it should have been like $20-$30. I think if it was $20-$30, a lot more people would be incentivized to buy it, and I think a lot more people would be incentivized to stream it. Mm-hmm. I think a lot more people would be incentivized to promote it because it's $30. I mean, $30 and you can like get drunk and go on with your friends and like just man a boat and like go kill people. Like, dude, who doesn't want to do that for $30? Yeah. $60 though, you're like, hold on.
Yeah, that's a lot of drinks.
Right, yeah. Right now, this is the brand new puppy, the brand new girlfriend, boyfriend, the brand new car. Give this game 6 months.
Would you play Minecraft for $60?
But okay, Sea of Thieves is a type of game where like that's where this term it's a game as a service. I think that's the term.
No, Jay, real talk though. Would you play Minecraft for $60?
If I was 10,
it's a Minecraft type game. It's just like fucking Fortnite is a Minecraft type game. Mm-hmm. Because it's a generation. It's like the spice of the year type game where Minecraft was the spice of the year. You know, when it was out, and it was the spice of the year for the next 5 years. You know, so Sea of Thieves is the spice. Kind of. It's not even really all that popular, but I think if it was like $20-$30, it would be. It would be the Minecraft right now. It would be as competitive as Sea of Thieves, because a bunch of who doesn't want to see a bunch of people get drunk and like go on to a pirate ship and like fuck around with each other? Mm-hmm. Like, who doesn't want to see that? Yeah. Like, that's Twitch. That's the internet, you know.
Mm-hmm. Also,
I think the $60 price tag is the biggest hindrance to that game, and I think Microsoft is fucking stupid for charging $60 for it.
Yeah.
Also, right now, and I'm not picking on streamers, but a lot of the people that we're familiar with, that we watch, okay, they are dying for a game to stream. This is an amazing streaming game.
It is, yeah.
Because just like Joker said, you get drunk with your friends. You can't turn the map, so you fucking figure out a different way to do it.
Gosh,
Jay, that's a fundamental flaw, bro. I love you to death, but that is dumb as shit.
All right.
That being said, back on to
if I had a map in my hands and I'm just like, how do I turn the map?
I can't even turn your head. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'd fucking pick up my monitor and turn it just so I can figure it out.
Hey, I have hold on. Hold on. This may take a second.
But what I'm saying about the streamers, Jay. Hold on. There you go.
Yeah, it fucking turns.
Next
level.
But
like I said, this is no offense to streamers. I'm not picking on them at all. But I will never ever listen to a streamer when they say this game is amazing, because I've seen a lot of streamers telling me, "Oh, this game's amazing," and the game flopped 2 months later.
A game is amazing.
Yeah. Case in point, No Man's Sky. Case in point.
Oh, that game was
Mass
bad day
Effect.
one.
I worked at GameStop.
No,
5
everybody
years ago,
had the
dude. I will
biggest
never
boner
listen to
over
anyone when
fucking
they
No
say
Man's
a game is amazing.
Valiant himself was like, "This is amazing." He was even featured in a news article because he was one of the first people to complete like a planet, and he was so excited and everything. 2 weeks later, he's not even playing the game. So,
I think
No
Sea
Man's
of
Sky, garbage. Mass Effect 3 Andromeda, garbage.
Mass
Byte
Effect
made
4
the
Andromeda,
biggest
good
Mass
stuff.
Effect
deal
4,
of this
yeah.
game. And Byte's super silky smooth voice that I cannot emulate whatsoever.
Mhm.
This game is going to be amazing. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So
I
I will never ever take a streamer's advice on a game.
mhm.
I mean, to
That's
be
why
fair,
when Destiny 3 comes out, I'm not buying it for like another month.
Would you
until
take
it's
my
released.
advice, Jay?
Dude,
Okay, how about
Hold
this?
up, Nathan wants to talk. Let him talk. Let him
Oh,
talk.
no.
Use the gas.
go ahead,
Let him
Nathan.
talk.
to be fair, everybody was real hyped about Destiny 2 when the beta came out, man.
Yes,
Everybody
they
was
were.
like,
Yeah.
oh, and then the
I
first
wasn't-
few.
I was the only one who had
I
a
was-
level head about it.
I remember. Oh, I'm sorry, Nathan. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go.
No, I was gonna say, do you remember after the Dre event how many streamers came out and was like, this is game changing. It's amazing. The two primary system changes the way you play and everything. And I get it because that was the new shiny toy.
That was my first
It's different.
300,000 video.
Yeah. Wait until give it 3 to 6 months and then tell me, do you still have that passion that you did the first time you booted it up?
No.
That's all I'm saying.
Hold on.
I
I think streamers. I actually like when Nathan was talking about how he streams.
Mhm.
He's like, dude, I like to be a variety,
Yeah.
And tell me if I'm mischaracterizing that.
No.
I want to stream this. I want to stream that. I want people to like my personality more so than what I'm streaming. Because I feel like I could go on and I could stream Halo right now, and I could stream me doing art because I do art. I do comic book stuff and 3D modeling and whatnot. And I feel like I would get the same amount of views doing either or because of my personality.
Yeah.
And I think it's freeing for streamers to be able to do that, to not be stuck into to not be pigeonholed into a game. I think when you're pigeonholed into a game, you wind up with people like Triple Wreck, people like Thalion, people like Professor Broman, who, attach their brand to Destiny, and their brand is only as successful as what they've attached it to.
Yeah.
But if you create a personality, if you create, like with what I'm honest. That's my biggest thing, is people like the fact that I'm honest. So it doesn't matter what I do, just as long as I continue to give my opinion in a honest, unbiased way. And I think a lot of streamers, if they do that in a variety type stream, will find more success.
Mhm.
Yeah. I agree 1,000%. I think I respect a lot of the guys that are toughing out with Destiny 2, and they're still. I see a lot of guys I played with in Destiny 1 that are sharpening still, and I give them props for keeping with it and staying true to what they find fun and what they enjoy streaming and stuff. But for me, it got to a point where I just couldn't. I wasn't having fun. I was like miserable, and I don't want to like put out a product or a stream or content that I'm just not enjoying. And I have, even though it's the most frustrating game in the world, PUBG is a lot more fun to me, and learning mouse and keyboard has been a lot of fun for me, just because it's been it's something new. Console game, like my console is definitely collecting dust now. I spent $1,600 on this PC, so I'm gonna play it 1,600 times before.
Only
I
16?
come back. Yeah, only 1,600 for a
Mine's for
1080.
3D rendering. It's like $4,000.
Oh my god. I don't even think my car's that much.
Yeah.
So
So.
go ahead, Nathan. I don't want to interrupt you. You're the guest.
Oh no, I was totally lost track.
Keep
of where I
talking,
was.
brother. You got a good voice.
Oh, thank you.
It is. It's sexy. It's not too baritone, but it's not too alto as well. It's like right in there. It's just like
It's like ball talk.
Pocket. It's right in the pocket.
It's like episode 69 sexy.
That's why you guys scheduled.
I tried.
This episode. You want me to ASMR it? Or...
Oh yeah, you good.
Hey, you
Look
guys
at us.
do
None of
it.
us are sexy. You're the only one with muscles.
Going on. Hey, hold on. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Look at that horseshoe.
I've been working. I'm going to Hawaii. Okay, hold on. Oh, there's nothing there. But there was.
Look at that.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Before this, it was going down. It was like Ewing. Like you see those Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Okay.
Look at those traps on you, dude. You look like Traposaurus Rex.
And welcome to the 69th episode of
Jake, can I ask you a question,
69.
Jake,
Sure.
can I ask you a question, buddy?
Sure.
Why do you like Sea of Thieves?
Why do I like Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
Because
Sell me on it.
It's a simple game where you create your own fun. I love role-playing games. Ever since I was a little kid, that's why I played a lot of GTA.
No.
I was always in there role-playing, doing what I want to do on my own. Like, I've been playing Sea of Thieves solo. I love to travel onto the different islands. I think pirating a pirate ship, or sailing a pirate ship, sorry. To me, that's fun. I've been in battles with the big bad 4 or 5 player ships, and of course I lost, but I had fun losing. Like, I guess that's why I enjoy the game. Like, it's not a game for everyone, but if anyone wants to try it, you could buy the Xbox Game Pass for $10 and try it out for 1 month. And if you don't want to pay the full $60, and if you like it, sure. And they are going to release new updates to the game and live events and more content as time goes on.
So let's actually talk about that. The Xbox Game Pass. Does that make you guys want to buy an Xbox?
I have one. And honestly, okay, that's a good question. Honestly, I've thought about it because right now I do have EA access.
Yeah, same.
Which is $30 a year.
Yeah.
So the way I look at it, I'll spend $30 at fucking Chipotle.
Yeah.
I love Chipotle though.
Me too, bro. Me too. Like
Chick-fil-A.
$30
Oh
a week.
my god.
Yeah.
You know, last episode I brought up the bag and I'm like, yeah.
I just had Chipotle before we got on.
Oh, it's so good. So that $10, is it per month?
Yes.
That's the only thing holding me back. I already paid for Xbox Live. Now you want me to pay for this service on top of that? I don't even know what Xbox Live really does. Like, what do they do with my $60? Because clearly it's not to keep servers up. Destiny 2 on PC does it. Destiny 2, I don't need a Game Pass. I don't need Xbox Live.
Yeah.
PUBG, you don't need Xbox Live.
You do.
But I do think that
You
is
don't need Xbox Live on PC.
Yeah.
You don't need any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely think that is more geared towards like Xbox servers, not necessarily Destiny servers, if that makes any sense.
But my point is,
if the party chat could actually work on Xbox, that would be great.
It does.
It doesn't. It
no,
tries
no.
to work.
Oh,
if
it's better than PlayStation. I can tell you that.
If you have
I'm
multiple people in the same house trying to log on, it's like shit.
No, I misunderstood what you were saying. I was comparing the Xbox party chat on PC compared to console, because I have friends that they'll be playing Xbox. I'm on my PC playing Destiny, and we could still be in the same party.
You got to be on Gears though.
Even on your phone.
Yeah, even on your phone you can do it.
Yeah, even on your phone now. Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. There's a lot of games out there that you do not need Xbox Live for because it's on PC.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's my $60 going towards? I don't know.
So here's kind of an interesting thing. So and I'm coming from a guy who managed a GameStop for a couple of years. When I was managing GameStop during the 360 and the PlayStation 3 era, PC gaming was almost dead. So now that you guys have, Jay, you've gotten a PC and you're gaming, you primarily game on PC. And then Nathan, you bought a PC to game on PC. Mm-hmm. How do you think that PC gaming is actually coming back? Do you think PC gaming is going to be the platform that gaming takes in the future?
Yeah, I think so. I think it doesn't take much to build up a good PC that plays things at higher frame rates than 30 and 60. Yeah,
that's true.
It's pretty in comparison to like spending a couple $100. Yeah, consoles super easy and convenient, and I think there's always going to be room for consoles. But I think if you look at it, I mean, I was spending couple $100 on memberships and stuff, and then with like PlayStation Plus and all that stuff. I could have just invested it all towards a PC and then just financed it through Best Buy or something. I don't know, or
Newegg. iBuyPower, yeah.
Yeah, or iBuyPower, and then you have yourself a super powerful rig, and you're able to game at the highest capacity of all these games without having to spend monthly besides paying for the PC that you're already playing on.
Yeah.
Yeah, go play Witcher on Super Ultra and like tell me you can go play console gaming again.
play anything on PC. Just go back. It's like
no, like to what you were talking about Destiny earlier. The difference between Destiny on console and PC. I played the beta on PC. I haven't played the console or the PC version because I was like, I'm not gonna give them $120 after I gave them already, a ton of money. But you go in and you play Destiny on PC for the short time that I did, and I'm like, the only problem I have is the mouse and keyboard. But oh wait, I can plug in my Pro controller.
Yeah.
So do you think Microsoft is actually kind of cornering the market by having the crossplay, where if you buy it on Xbox and you buy it on PC, do you think they're building up? Because everybody's like, oh well, Sony's already won the console war. Yeah, but let's look at this actually as far as a whole thing. Let's bring PC into it.
Yeah,
because if I can play Halo 6 on PC, done.
It's
done.
over.
It's done. The console war's over.
Yeah,
well,
easily.
Honestly, Joker, there I could see two things that need to happen in order for PCs to really start dominating consoles. First, Destiny 2, you nailed it. You can go mouse and keyboard, and then you get bored, pick up your controller, and boom, you're good.
Yeah.
And you're gone.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, now we can feel you now.
Sorry, my cord came out. So, yes.
Oh, did it?
Controller and just start... you can pick up your controller and just start playing without missing a beat. The second thing that has to happen, you got to be able to upgrade the PC easily without opening up the guts, because that's what people are mainly afraid of. They don't want to open up the side of their PC, pull out the video card, and put a new one in because they just don't understand.
Me and Nathan are on the same page. It's not actually, once you know what you're doing, it's not that hard.
It's not too bad.
No, I agree. Once you know what you're doing, it's not too hard.
But I think with the advent of YouTube, we're already in that place. Like I replaced the tie rods on my car. Okay, I replaced the tie rods on my car by a YouTube video.
But people just don't want to have to worry about that headache in case something goes wrong. And with an Xbox, PlayStation 4, you don't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
So my idea for if I'm Microsoft and I'm looking at taking back the console and taking back cross-play with PC and stuff, what I'm looking at is not so much the Xbox One X, but the next gen. I want to take out PlayStation. I want to take out Sony. What I do is I create a console that's upgradable. Essentially a PC, a mini PC with everything that's just exclusive graphics card, exclusive processor, and have different price points. Have lower end, and then have higher end, and then upgradable.
So do you remember the hard drive for the 360, the 360 Slim, where it was like this kind of like, it was a black case and you just plugged it in?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that what necessarily what you would do with, like, say, graphics cards or whatnot? Like,
essentially,
plug it in.
Let me ask you. Let me say this then. How's that any different from what I just said? Which is creating a PC that is easily upgradable, so people don't have to worry about unplugging
No.
wires.
It's exactly what you just said.
It is.
Yeah.
We're not debating.
But we're calling it an Xbox.
You do it as Microsoft,
Good enough,
and you have a $300 version, and then you put out like a $500 graphics card, and people can buy that if they want. Yes. And then you put out a $300 memory card, and people can buy that if they want. And then you put out a version, like a $1,000 version Xbox, right, or whatever, $500, $600, and then people can buy that if they want. It's like with the Elite controller. Like, me and you have the Elite controller, right?
Love it.
And I love it. I cannot go back. Okay, once I spend the $150, I cannot go back, and I buy a new one every year because I burn it out. The bumpers suck. The bumpers do suck, but I'm like, I can't live without the fucking like back paddles. Okay, and I only use like one or two at a time, so it's like I'm not even using the whole thing.
Right.
But once you're there, once you're already like hooked into it, and you've already like experienced how awesome it is, you don't want to go back.
No.
So I think if Microsoft is smart, they start out with a kind of a small version, then a mid-tier version, then a high-tier version with everything, and then they also allow you to buy the accessories, and they do it like they did with the Xbox Slim hard drives, where it's like you open a thing on the side, you pull it out, and then you plug the new one in.
Yep.
Exactly. Let all the little bits and pieces just be in there that just are going to be in there, and then you can just plug in whatever you want. Buy a new graphics card, like the higher end, like you just said. It would be so much easier, and it'd be so much more friendly to consumers that are scared. Like, it's daunting to buy a PC.
It is because you don't know if your motherboard's going to be compatible with your graphics card.
That's why people don't do it.
With your processor.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And so, and that was my point of the argument, which is an Xbox or a PlayStation 4. Everything's in there. You don't have to worry about it. Mm-hmm. Plug 2 things in, a power cord and HDMI, and you're rocking.
And you're ready to go.
It's easy.
I mean, they're trying to make consoles basically into PCs, as many versions of PCs, and be consumer friendly. And I think if they just allowed for more upgradable things, and it would make consumers a lot more happy and a lot less fearful of doing something, and they would put their trust into Microsoft. You know?
Yeah, I think Microsoft's biggest strength is that they own the PC market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, does anybody own a PC that isn't a Mac that has a other operating system? I mean, yeah, you have Linux, but who wants to deal with Linux?
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with Linux.
I'm good.
I'm good. Like, I've dealt with Linux before. I'm good.
Every PC comes with Xbox on it. The Xbox.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
True. Even the Sony ones.
So it's already there. It's already integrated into PCs as it comes in. Like, you buy a PC, you have Xbox things already in it.
Yeah.
So it's really just them figuring out how to do it and doing it.
And I think the crossplay, like, if I buy Gears of War on console and I get it on PC for free,
that's huge.
That is really good. They need to do that with all their Hallmark franchises. They did it with Halo Wars.
Yeah.
They need to do it with Halo 6. If they do it with Halo 6, if they don't do the like half-ass like Halo 5 Forge on PC because we want you to buy a console. If they do Halo 6 fully on PC, then that'll be a death nail in the PlayStation 4's coffin, because PlayStation 4 can't compete with PC.
No. Could you imagine if they got like a third-party developer to create an Xbox Play Anywhere game for them?
Oh, dude, if like Assassin's Creed 99 comes out, and Assassin's Creed 2099, dude, do Assassin's Creed
returns in the future.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed. No, dude, I think me and everybody wants an Assassin's Creed in the future, and it's just basically a Splinter Cell game with Assassin's Creed.
I was gonna say, did they make that already? Wasn't it?
No, they haven't. That was like in Assassin's Creed 3, you had the bullshit where you were like going around the city as Desmond, kind of in the really short segments. But I think I'm talking more like a Splinter Cell type Assassin's Creed game in like 2099, where you have like some cyberpunk, like Deus Ex Human Revolution type stuff going on.
Okay.
And they they come out with that, and it's like, yeah, you can also play it on your PC, and if you buy it on your PC, you have it on your Xbox, and you play, and we have like kind of a multiplayer, and you can play with your Xbox multiplayer friends. Everybody will buy that.
Oh yeah,
everybody will buy that.
Oh,
and then Ubisoft will like go through the roof, and then like Division 2, if they come out and they're like, yeah,
Xbox
you can
Play Anywhere
with your Xbox friends.
Yeah,
can't wait for that game.
Division 2, you can crossplay with your Xbox friends. Done.
That would be amazing.
Anthem, right? Anthem's a huge game.
It did premiere at the Xbox.
You can crossplay with your Xbox friends because they came out at the Xbox presentation.
Excuse me.
Done.
Yeah. Maybe this Sea of Thieves right now is maybe Xbox's way to see how will PC people play with console people.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they kind of already were doing that with Gears of War. I love playing Gears of War with PC people because they have a world chat and they can type into the world chat and they're like, "Stop fucking beating me when I'm down." It's funny.
Yeah, I would more crossplay. Crossplay is like a huge thing, and being able to connect with your friends more readily and more easily is just a moneymaker. And I don't understand why they want to keep this exclusiveness with things. It never made sense to me.
Well, no, I mean from a consumer perspective, yeah, I agree with you 100%. But if you look at it through their eyes. If they keep exclusives on their team, then they have people that will buy their stuff, and now you have a gamer for the next 8 years.
But they need better exclusives.
Well, I'm just talking about just in general. Like, PlayStation.
I know.
PlayStation does that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have friends that will buy. They have both systems, right? but they'll buy the game on whatever system gets the exclusive content so they can get the new content first.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Which I think is very dumb, but whatever.
I think they should definitely try to get more exclusive with like Xbox and PC, and just like trying to like get things that just PlayStation can't get or do, and make it accessible only through PC and Xbox. And I'm sure there's something they could figure out. I just don't know what it is. They have a market there, and it's just they gotta tap into it.
I'm waiting for one video game developer to sit there and come out with this amazing game, and one of those companies, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, goes, "Hey, we're going to give you $50 million, but you got to give us exclusive content." I'm waiting for one game company to go, "No, you know what? You're not going to. We don't want your $50 million. In fact, if you want our game, you have to make sure that people on the other console can also play together."
Oh, I love that. Oof. I would love that. Epic Games needs to do that.
I want a developer to make that demand.
Yeah.
You're saying if you want our game, that's fine, but it has to be cross-platform, or else you just don't get it.
JRAM, go make a game and do that. I want you to
I'm trying to talk Joker into game development because he says he's a game developer guy. We're gonna make a game. It's gonna be awesome.
We're gonna make a game, Jay. Yep. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be sexy. You can do all the math. I'll do all the art.
I can, and then we'll get Nathan to do all the body sculpting,
and I'll be the
he's got the.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
There you go.
Dude. I saw those. I saw those calves and those quads.
They're sexy, dude. Dude, I'm not even in that, and I'm like, I wish.
Tasty.
I wish I were a fish. On the 69th episode of the Destiny Tracker Podcast.
There you go.
All right, guys. So I know this next segment is gonna go by really fast. Did you guys play any faction rallies?
Is it all the ones that have gone by really slow?
It's faction rallies. It's yes, no.
Dude, is New Monarchy winning?
I don't even
find
know.
It. I actually while we were on this podcast and you were talking about the things that we were gonna go over, I Googled it on Destiny Tracker and I'm like, I can't find it.
Yeah,
I can't find New Monarchy is winning.
Yeah,
okay, and they need to be winning because awesome, duh. I created an awesome piece of art to propagate New Monarchy's winning, my dude.
Maybe Future World Cult. We don't know. It's faction rallies. The last one of season 2.
No matter what, it's going to be Future War Cult because it is the last one.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't trust them. I don't trust them. If you
don't think they're going to reg it,
I don't trust that did it. We can legitimately find this out.
Huh? Wait,
there's a website that has it.
Yeah, I don't feel like.
Is it accurate?
It's close.
It's okay, let's do it then. Look it up, Joker. Jay, next topic.
So that's faction rallies.
Faction rallies.
Last segment of the night. Let's talk about some TWAB. Let's talk about the TWAB.
Oh no, let's talk about faction rally.
You sure?
I played a little bit of it.
It's faction rallies.
It's the same old. There you go.
Exactly.
Same thing. Tokens suck. No, I'm not gonna play it until I'm just token system stupid. Stupid.
Yeah. See, you see how quick that went, JRAM?
Yeah. No. I agree with everything. It's just like they took something out of D1 and made it a special event in D2. I just don't. That blows my mind. That's all.
Yeah. It doesn't. There's nothing. There's no. I don't know. There's no reason. I don't know. It's just to play it, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
It's dumb.
That being said, once again, we're gonna give a comment where comments are due. Yeah. Our team, the gear that they've created, it's amazing looking. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
But I don't play a game like this to look good. I play a game like this to kick ass.
Yeah, to feel awesome. And I don't feel awesome. I look like everybody else that buys the same armor. I don't feel unique.
So I think that was a huge problem with Destiny year 1, year 2. Was where until we got Infusion, like hardcore Infusion, where you looked the same as everybody. But with Destiny 2, they have kind of tried, especially with the Infusion system, now coming to armor. But again, I don't like the way that it's implemented, where it's like you have to get Masterwork armor, and then you can have armor that isn't shitty, recovery and speed. Nobody wants speed armor. Nobody wants speed armor. I'm sorry. Well, even in your Go Fast update, nobody wants speed armor because there's a tangible benefit to having recovery and more armor or like health or whatever.
Mhm.
You know, it's speed. It's like whatever. I'll just put on Mida. Oh wait, Mida's the best gun to use anyways.
So yeah, works out.
So like,
Well, no. Go ahead, because I was gonna do a sweet ass transition.
oh, okay.
Yes. Oh,
I'm
Well, I was
tweeting
gonna
out.
say-
I'm just trying to get people to tell me what the link is for the faction rallies. So
So Destiny 1, I actually felt a little bit more unique with the infusion system. I was able to kind of customize my character a little bit more and use different things, and didn't have to worry about armor stats and stuff because it was all in the build. Like I could just change my build to be recovery or armor based and stuff. And I thought that was like this armor dictating what your stats are is what's kind of hurting the game more. I thought it was a good idea at first, but it kind of has hurt it more because it's so heavily influenced.
yeah, and then like there's not the grind for tier 12 gear.
Yeah, there's no
Like,
ground.
I want tier 12 gear. Like I want to be like the best. I want to have the best stats.
Like
Yeah.
no one ever was, dude.
Exactly.
No.
To catch them is my real quest. To train them
Train
is
him
my
is
cause.
my cause. Absolutely. I will travel across the land. My wife.
sorry,
is in
I
love
didn't
with
mean to
Pokemon.
interrupt.
No, that's okay.
So
So hopefully this new TWAB, Jay.
yeah, let's talk
It
about
was
Swab.
dry.
I haven't read
Swab.
it yet.
it's dry. We can
Drop
say
it on me.
that.
Drop it on me.
So
Hit me with it. Hit me with that 69 episode TWAB.
like,
Not moist.
it was super dry. Like just
Well, did you expect the Mona Lisa? I mean,
I wanted to
Was
see at
it
least
dry
one
like really
nightfall.
bad beef jerky, or was it dry like
I don't wanna
just
say what
went
it's dry
running
like.
and I need a bottle of water?
Not the thing I was going for. I was going more with the episode. Never mind. Anyway,
Oh, everything can be a 69 joke, my
Yeah.
dude. I mean, like you don't want to go like going dry, dude.
Never.
Like a twab. You never want to go in dry like a twab.
anyway, I don't like. I expected at least one Nightfall unique reward to be shown because I don't want us to go in next week and it turns out to be super depressing. Like, because again,
It's going to be. It's a static roll. It's
I
going to
really
be.
don't want that because I don't want us to go back. Everyone's like, "Yay, we're gonna get a
Manage
sense of
expectations.
mystery and all that." But
manage expectations.
you're
dude.
right, and my expectation is like a low bar right now.
Good.
Super low.
I do like how they're random though. It's not like if you hit par for the course, you get it. I do.
Yeah.
I will say I do like how it's random.
Mhm.
It is. It's like
That-
so
yeah,
maybe
because it's
the
another
first
play.
week only 100 people get it.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know what the odds are, right?
Yeah.
So maybe the first week only 100 people get it, but at the same time, if it's say like every strike gets a specific nightfall, like Nessus
Yeah.
has its thing, fucking whatever, Mercury has its thing, Mercury 2 has its thing, Mercury 3 has. I hate all the Mercury strikes, by the way. Yeah, they're all bad.
Aren't they just
Anyways.
adventures anyway? The adventures.
Like, and then Nessus 1, Nessus 2. Anyways, if they all have their own individual piece, instead of like Nessus 1 and 2 has one reward.
Mhm.
Mercury 1 and 2, 3, 4, 8 has its own reward. You know, Earth 1 and 2 has its own reward. You know, so if each individual strike has its own reward, that might be interesting. But again, it comes to the thing of there's only X amount of perks, right?
Mhm.
There's only X amount of weapon stats, okay? X amount of weapon classifications. So if it's not better than Uriel's Gift, if it's not better than Might of Multi-Tool, if it's not better than Better Devils, then what does it matter? I'm not going to go after it.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's like armor, and then
It's-
it kind of like looks cool,
Yeah.
and then I might go after it, and then I might get it, and then I might try to masterwork it. I think armor is the best place they could go with this system instead of a weapon system, because people always want to look cool. People always want to have like cool looking armor, but as far as weapons, like nobody wants that. Like I already have like your best weapons, so unless you're willing to break your game.
Burning lens.
Yeah,
Well, let me-
unless you're unless you're willing to like Promethean lens your game,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Oh, that was fun weekend. That was
You
fun.
know, that was a really fun weekend. Unless
Yeah.
you're willing to Promethean lens your game, then like you're not your static rolls. And I guess that brings me to the next question about your opinion on static rolls. Your static rolls are not going to incentivize going after these rewards.
Yeah. Agreed. I think everybody can remember Destiny 1 Omnigul.
Yes.
Grinding for that pulse rifle.
Oh yeah, no. I actually got a god roll like last week after not actually playing Destiny 1.
Well, Nathan, let me ask you this question. Do you think the pressure for Bungie to knock this out of the park has ever been higher? With the Nightfall Strike rewards?
I think they definitely need to do something huge. I just don't know if Nightfall Strike rewards is going to be... It's not enough to bring players back. They definitely need to do something huge.
Well, so how about this then? Let's say they do knock it out of the park. Okay. As
at least with design.
What's that?
I said at least with design, like it
I'm
really sexy.
I'm saying with everything, like this one gun drops and it's badass, and then the next time this other thing
2.0.
Yeah, this helmet drops and its perks are badass. There's nothing else like it. Is that thrill more likely to start getting you back in? Or does it at least provide a little bit of a baseline to sit there and so you reflect back on it and go, you know what? It's starting to come around. It may not be enough yet, but they're really starting to.
I think that's a weekend stream. I think that's you grind for it for the weekend and then you're done.
I think it needs to be reverted back to I think we just keep going back Destiny 1, but it needs to be back to Destiny 1 status. I was thinking about it earlier and I'm like, how many things did I play to try to get a Gjallarhorn? There was multiple avenues that I could take. There's multiple raids. There's multiple types of ways, nightfalls, whatever, PvP, that I could grind and try to get a Gjallarhorn or get, something like that. And then there were specific things like the Vex and the Fatebringer and stuff that you could only get certain ways. They need to take it back to that level, to where it's just exclusive and it's rare. It needs to be rare again. It needs to be something that just doesn't just drop willy-nilly and not casual. I'm all for appeasing people and making everybody happy and wanting the community to be happy, but at what cost are you're neutering your game to make everybody happy?
Yeah, I think to kind of add to what you're saying, I think when you neutered it for the casual audience, for the people who can only log in every weekend, I mean, we're already seeing the results of that.
Yeah.
Okay. The core wants to be able to grind for loot. I think the core wants a Vex Mythocast. They want something that they can grind for. It's very rare, and when they get it, it feels powerful. Okay, yeah. But also within that thing, because people are like, well, PvP, right? Well, what about my PvP? But I think even within that, what was PvP like? Real talk, you were a streamer during PvP. You did trials. Mm-hmm. What primary weapons dominated PvP? That's a legitimate question. What primary weapons, if you had to ask, dominated PvP, and what did they all have in common?
Well, it was it was a shifting meta constantly because they based everything off of usage, so they would nerf and buff and not really buff but nerf.
There you go.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I think hand cannons were probably the most consistently used throughout the whole tenure of Destiny 1. Those were probably the most reliable.
But what was and I mean, I already have an answer in my head for this, but what was the underlining kind of attribute that these weapons all had? It was that they were exotic, wasn't it?
Yeah, majority,
You can buy exotics from Xur.
Yeah.
So if the meta is dictated by the exotics, and the legendaries are, let's say, an additional avenue to go through and get something else, like Iasaluna, right? If say Hawkmoon and I mean they nerfed Hawkmoon by the time it came to Xbox, and I don't think they should have. If Hawkmoon was where it should have been, if Last Word was where it should have been, then the Iasaluna grind wouldn't have been as essential, prevalent.
I agree.
I think the legendary grind should be an alternative grind to the exotics, like something that core players want to do, but you have exotics that dominate the meta, and that allows players who don't necessarily have the time to compete with players that do.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate a system where there was legendary versions of exotics with lesser stats or lesser something like, missing from them to be exotic, I guess.
Like a last word that was like more like a multi-tool where like it goes as fast as you can pull the trigger, but it's not necessarily full auto.
Yes,
for example.
Like something like that. Yeah, that would be really cool. I think it would just be it'd be something different, but something the same. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I completely agree. I like that.
It's just different enough to make it unique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, again, like Strike specific look, like Grasp of Moloch looked unique.
Yeah.
Fatebringer. I mean, that's a raid piece of loot, but Fatebringer looked unique. Heisen Vengeance looked unique. Visions of Confluence kind of looked like every other scout rifle, but it's still like you knew a Visions of Confluence.
I love that gun, man.
Yeah, it was a good gun too. I mean,
oh god, yeah, no, dude. Everybody's all like up Fatebringer's ass, but I'm like, dude, Visions of Confluence though.
Oh yeah, I took that with me to all the strikes.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah.
But yeah, they got to switch something up here, and I just
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going to work and what's going to stick, and if they even do it, how long until they can actually tweak it and change it again. Like, it's just it's depressing.
Well, there is an update next week, the Go Fast update. Curious to see how that is. It looks okay on paper. Let's see how it actually plays out. Oh, let's.
I don't even call it. It's a rollback at this point. It's not even an update.
It's a rollback that's going to turn multiplayer into mayhem.
It's a long way to fall of this year. It's gonna be a long way.
Well, is this the update also where the guns are going to be more powerful?
Yes.
No.
Wait, no. This isn't.
So it's going to be more powerful in PvE. It's not going to be more powerful in PvP.
That's what I meant.
We always talk about PvP, and again, I come from a Halo MLG background, so my mind when it comes to balance patches always goes to PvP. So yes, they will be more powerful in PvE, but who gives a shit? No, really, who gives a shit? You can do all the PvE content right now as is. Who gives a shit?
You know what?
Because power
I give a
doesn't really...
shit. I give a shit. You want to know why?
Why?
Here's why. I went back. We had this conversation a while ago. I went back to D1 just to play it a little bit. And there is something to be said about being level 40, going back into the Cosmodrome, where those enemies are levels 2 to 6. And one shot just kill them. No, one shot crushes them.
Does it? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I'll have to check.
Especially with a hand cannon. I mean, you just shoot them, boom, they're gone.
Depending on the level, yeah, but
that's because power mattered back then, and now it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Well, there is delta scaling in Destiny 1, but it's not as severe.
Scaling,
It's not as severe as Destiny 2. Destiny 2 delta scaling is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's a problem that like if you play Elder Scrolls, if you played like Morrowind, there was no delta scaling in Morrowind. If you went into a place you were not supposed to be, you got destroyed.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're playing Skyrim, you could go anywhere. Right. Like, and it
dude,
wasn't
I'm glad you said that, because I did start a new character to see what that feeling felt like, and I went down. As soon as you spawn in the Cosmodrome, to the left there's that little hut that you can go down underground.
Yeah,
and
with the question mark nights.
And that, for a second there, I had a little smile on my face, and I went, those were the good old days. Because I knew going down there, I remember the first time I went down there, I was like, what are these guys? And I started shooting them, and it's like immune. I'm like, this is bullshit. Can't hit them?
Now, I don't necessarily agree with immune. I think if I want to take an hour to kill something, I should be able to take an hour to kill something.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the updates next week. We'll just see how it is. And also, it is March, and as we know, Activision CEO Eric Hushberg is supposed to leave. It's March 2030.
Jeez,
he hasn't
do you have
left
like
yet.
A timer?
Well, no, I was just sitting around in my room on Sunday. I was like,
yeah, right. He probably has like a little smiley face on the calendar.
Oh, God.
I think April. I think he'll go through April. But again, Eric Hirschberg, Activision. It's not as we talked about it earlier. It's not Destiny's problem.
It's not.
None of that is Destiny's problem. They said in their original contract, and again, I did a video about this. That's why I'm so well researched on it.
Yeah.
Again, because of course all YouTubers do research, right?
Right.
No, but real talk. I went through and read through the contract, and like loot boxes were part of the original contract. Okay, so if you honestly think that Activision as a company is going to settle for a CEO that is going to have a less interest in what makes the company money than Eric Hirschberg, you're deluded.
I'm just saying that maybe they can get a contract change so they won't have to push out D3 so soon.
I don't think pushing out D3 within 2-3 years is a big issue. I think pushing out D3 within 2-3 years with a reboot in the 11th hour is the issue.
But working on D3 and a live game at the same time is clearly a struggle for them, as we have seen.
Jay, look at any
they
MMO.
had 3 years to figure it out.
Well, they're still trying to figure it out.
Look at World of Warcraft. I come back to World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft almost every year or every other year has a huge expansion, okay? And, huge $40 expansion that completely and utterly changes the game. Okay, look at Cataclysm, look at Pandaria, look at, where we can't, necessarily agree with whether those were quality expansions, they were still large expansions, large updates to the game. Taking King style updates to what those games were. So I would say that it's not necessarily, again, it's not Activision. It's the mismanagement of the franchise on Bungie's side.
That's true. I don't know.
Activision. Now we can blame Activision for a lot of things. They ran Skylanders underground. They ran Guitar Hero, into the ground. And Guitar Hero was fucking amazing. Like, I love those games. They've run Call of Duty into the ground. Nobody gives a shit about Call of Duty, but everybody gives a shit about Call of Duty. Everybody gives a shit about Call of Duty because it is the fun game to shit on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It is the fun game to buy and the fun game to shit on, right? So, but Activision is really good. Maybe not EA good at running games and companies into the ground, but with Destiny, it's not an Activision problem. It's a Destiny management problem.
That's true.
It's a lack of communication within the company.
It's a lack of, yeah, exactly.
Very well said, Nathan.
Then, well, yeah, you are right, Nathan. It's just
I don't think the CEO is going to
management,
make a difference. I think the shareholders know what they want, and I think the CEO just stepping down is a sign that maybe he isn't being greedy enough for the shareholders.
That's true. Or maybe he's just tired. He's been there for 8 years. Wants to do
Yeah,
something.
you know,
Yeah.
Again,
Maybe he's retiring.
It's stress.
Yeah.
It's stress.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder if he has a golden parachute.
We run YouTube channels, right? We run streaming channels, and it's always stressful for us. That can be really stressful for us.
Imagine a multi-million-dollar company.
Imagine not million, billion.
Billion, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
really. Oh, yeah. Billions in microtransactions.
Again, gaming is the biggest, is one of the biggest franchises, and if I'm not mistaken, EA is one of the 3 biggest publishers in the industry, next to a publisher in China that it only exclusively publishes in China. But I mean, China has a couple of billion people.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right, guys. So let's move into our last word segment. Tonight's last word is actually going to go to Ramaz05. He's an awesome streamer. Such a positive guy. Make sure you guys go check him out. He's a great guy. All right. So, last question of the night. I heard you guys talking about Chipotle earlier, so I think I'm going to go back to that question.
Okay.
Bring us some Chipotle. So, what do you guys get from Chipotle? J-Ram, I know you're a big Chipotle guy. You said you spent $30 on it. Tell us.
I start off with I go bowl, white rice, black beans, double meat, whether it is chicken, steak, or the combination.
Yeah, double meat.
Mild salsa, medium salsa, corn, cheese, and sour cream.
Wow.
So my bowl is a little different. I go bowl again with the tortilla on the side. You got to get the tortilla on the side.
Not in the bowl, but on the side.
Because you want to make the burrito later, right? But they don't put enough shit in the burrito, or they make the burrito too big, right? At Chipotle, if you get a burrito at Chipotle, it's a terrible experience. You got to make your own burritos, right? So you probably want to have a couple of shells at home, by the way, just in case. So you get the bowl, okay, and then you get the shell on the side, and then you get the brown rice, okay, with the brown beans, and then you get steak, and then you get the vegetables, the sautéed onions and sautéed bell peppers with the really hot salsa that they have, and that's it. That's all you want. You want just hot salsa, steak, vegetables, and beans and rice.
And hot snakes.
I must be a really simple person at Chipotle. All right, and Nathan.
Okay. Let's see. It depends on what I'm doing. If it's my cheat day, I do steak burrito wrap. It's very primal. It's just steak, double steak, brown rice, black beans, sour cream cheese, and hot salsa. And then I have like, hey, you guys got lemons? You give them lemons.
Ooh,
lemons
they do
all
that?
over it. Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's pro tip
So
right
there.
there.
They got alcohol in the back if you look.
Yeah.
Dude, they
Yeah,
got
they
like they'll put
It's not even
some,
in the back,
little
it's just in the
tequila on
fruits.
it, like a splash of tequila. Oh yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So I do that, or if it's like my healthy bowl, I do just a bowl, no wrap because high calories.
Boring.
Then I do brown rice, double chicken, hot salsa, mild salsa, light cheese, and extra lettuce and guac on the side.
Wow.
And just-
My meals are really simple.
What do you get, Jay?
I get the
A
bowl.
taco?
I get the bowl with the tortilla inside the bowl. I get chicken and steak, brown rice, black beans, some corn, some cheese.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of food. Though. Like you're gonna be eating for like a
and
couple
tomatoes.
of weeks. My meal.
Yeah.
My
I get
meal
tomatoes.
is like 2 meals. Like I
But
divide it
see-
up.
But see, Chipotle in Manhattan is expensive, so after I order all that, I get a water cup. Nah, bro, come on.
How's
it
Chipotle
really?
more expensive in Manhattan as opposed to
I'm
where
in
we
Texas, dude.
I'm in Manhattan. It's
How much is a bowl there?
Yeah.
I think steak is $12.
What?
Wait a
It's
second. Wait a
$7
second. Wait a
here.
second.
I don't know. Like I think me and my
Yes.
wife are like 19
My
bucks.
meals
get-
come
Yeah.
to $12.
My meal's the same every time. It's $10.57.
Nah, my meals come to $12. I'm in Lower Manhattan, dude. It's $12.
I don't care. It's a big fast food chain.
No. Prices throughout the city are different. McDonald's
You
is
just pay
always
more
more.
on taxes.
Yeah,
though.
McDonald's is always more expensive in Manhattan than anywhere else in the
Do you
city.
do you
Same
have
for
a dollar
McDonald's.
menu at
Okay.
McDonald's?
Oh, good enough.
No, it's not a
places
dollar
don't.
menu. There's no
Yeah,
dollar
they
menu.
don't.
Yeah,
They
I thought you
played you
guys
guys.
knew. I'm such a New York. Yeah, in Manhattan, food is much more expensive
Dude,
than it
you're
is
gonna
anywhere
like
else in the
Well,
save
city.
I
so
thought-
much money when you move to Florida on food,
But-
dude.
I know.
But I thought
Can't wait.
like your restaurants, like your real restaurants, like
Mhm.
I hate
Mama
to be the guy that
Sis's
says
Pizza
that, but
would
we,
be more
we have a
expensive
bunch
in
of
the city.
Mexicans in our kitchen, and they like work for cheaper in the South. I mean, it just is what it is.
I didn't even hear a word you just said.
I mean,
Alright,
it's cheaper.
let's just not repeat that. Jay,
I'm still Florida.
No,
but
it's
Chipotle
true though.
is
Like
a different
when you live in the
price.
South,
Mhm.
that is what it is.
I feel like it's just like also in Manhattan. There's also a lot of tourists, also, so they're gonna bump up the prices
there?
and things like.
Do you
Yeah.
think more than like Florida with like Disneyland or Texas with like
At
Dallas
least
and
every
Alamo and
morning,
stuff?
I have to help a commuter, help a tourist find their destination on the train. It's a lot of tourists all the time.
Is it?
I'm
Okay.
right next to Brooklyn Bridge and all that, so there's
You're
always
probably
like.
the nicest person to sit next to on the train.
Yeah, you would be like
depends,
I
it
wouldn't tell. I
depends.
wouldn't talk to anybody. I'd be like, yeah, no.
Like, they probably ask you like, "How's your day?"
Like-
and you're always like, "I'm good, thank you for asking."
Like, just really quickly, I know this bit all talk about, but like coming off the train this morning, I see all these people on the stairs. I'm like, what is going on? Next thing I hear is action. I'm like, what is going on? And they're filming. I don't even know what show it was or movie.
They're
And I'm
filming
You're
just-
the movie, Jay.
You're in
I
Avengers
was
now.
walking right through a movie set, but I'm getting mad because I'm late off the subway walking to Dunkin' Donuts and all these people are in my way, so I'm upset. I don't care if
You're
you're filming
late,
a
but you're
movie.
gonna be in Avengers now, dude. My dude.
I don't care. Just don't block the stairs.
Jay,
Just
have you ever
don't
said a
block the
swear word
stairs.
before?
Yeah. I have to set an example.
Get
J-Ram.
up out the way.
I have to set an example here on the show, J-Ram.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
especially Joker, who's salty. Who's salty about everything.
Yeah, dude, I saw that one. I saw the one, whatever it was, Twitter message. And they're like, "Oh, Joker's on. All right, I'm unsubscribing now."
People said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I thought that was funny.
Oh who
And
cares?
it's like at least give the guy a chance.
Listen, haters make you
you never know.
stronger.
You may
in
like
life.
what he has to say.
Yeah, and you give really great insight, Joker. You're awesome here.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aw,
Aww.
Very knowledgeable.
Oh,
very-
it's so hug. I'm gonna hug the mic.
Oh
Oh.
All right, guys. So that does it for us tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the 69th episode of the Destiny Tracker podcast.
69,
Yeah, thank you.
XI
Thank you very much.
True facts.
Thank
true
you
facts.
so
I wanna
much.
change my wife's gamer tag
Uh-huh.
to MoeBlob696969.
Oh my
69th
gosh.
episode.
Oh my gosh.
So when she goes on Gears of War, she's like harassed by everybody because that's what happens. Like it is what it is. Like
My friends have a rule where if you leave your cell phone unlocked, then it's fair game for anything.
It is. No,
Never
dude,
leave
that's
your
the
cell
golden
phone
rule.
unlocked.
Like,
Never.
thou shalt not leave thy cell phone unlocked.
Yeah.
And if thy do, thy inhabit the consequences of thine cell phone being unlocked.
Right.
God said it. I mean, it's in the
That
Ten
was in-
Commandments. Like,
Yeah, I remember.
It's number
saying
6.5.
It's on page 17, I think.
It's on page 17.
Oh gosh. Thank you so much, Nathan,
we're gonna get
Oh,
letters.
thank you guys.
for joining us this week. Joker,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on. As always.
I work here now.
J-Ram,
Why would I come on?
I know. I just gotta say it, man. It's on my script. It's on my script. Thank you.
I love your script. I need to see your script sometime. Probably keep me in line.
Thank you,
Just a bunch of
J-Ram.
pictures filled in with crowns.
Gosh. Anyway.
Thank you, Jay, for having me back on the show again.
Yeah, J-Ram, thank you for
For the-
coming back on the
for the
podcast
69th
that you
time.
helped do
For
the thing of. for
It
69th
would be
time.
the 69th time. Yes, thank you. Alright, guys, so where can I find you guys all on social media? Nathan, you first.
Oh, well, you can find me at twitch.tv/NathanSane, Twitter, NathanSane, Instagram, NathanSane, Facebook, NathanSane, Mixer, NathanSane. What else? Everything, NathanSane.
And the squat rack. Don't forget the squat.
And the squat rack.
There
Jim.
you go.
That's what's so
Jim.
dude. You need to DM me your gym regiment because I got to go to Hawaii in like May, and if I'm doing that, like I need to be in shape.
I can point you
I've
in
been
some
trying
directions.
to-
There's some
trying
good
to do it.
YouTubers out there with Pump Chasers is a good guy. He's got a lot
Okay,
of good routines.
I feel it. I'm gonna look that up. I'm like legitimately actually gonna look that up.
The most
Yeah,
satisfying
message me on
feeling in
Twitter,
the
I
gym
gotcha.
is the pump. The pump is when the blood rushes through your muscles and it feels like they're ready to explode.
Yes.
I've watched Pumping Iron like 50 times.
It's like orgasm.
Oh yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's like I'm
Better
coming
than
in the
coming.
gym. I'm coming at home. I'm coming
Oh
everywhere.
god, Arnold Schwarzenegger quote. I come in the gym, I come at home with the weights.
It feels so good.
I'm trying
No,
to
honestly, Joker, if you got like an hour or two to kill, Pumping Iron is so good. It's such a good documentary.
And he's such a dick to Lou Ferrigno, and it's so.
Oh, yeah. On the day of the competition, I will go to Lou and tell him, "Listen, I'm your father. Don't listen to that other guy." And then he's like, and then in the middle of him telling it, I forgot to set the scene. He's telling Lou Ferrigno's family this. They're all sitting down eating breakfast, and as he's telling him this, he turns to Lou and he goes, "How are your scrambled eggs, son?"
Oh god,
Dude.
that's the best trash. Okay. So again, I come from Halo, Halo 1 and Halo 2. We had some of the best MLG trash talk before we got sponsors in that scene. It was amazing. Oh my god! Like I remember T Squared handing somebody a roll of toilet paper to wipe their ass after they got fucked. Like it's like. Oh, you don't do that. That's fucked up.
That's
oh.
Joker.
Look at Jay. Jay
where-
doesn't
where
even
can
have
we find
anything
you?
to say to that.
Joker, where can we find you on social media, man?
You can find me on Twitter at DSR_Joker on the Twitter net, and then you can find me on the YouTubes on the Dark Side Royalty Lore. It'll all be linked somewhere eventually, maybe.
Are you on MySpace? I see you offline.
Am
in
I
chat.
on MySpace? I
Are you
think I
on
have a MySpace eventually. I think it's like
That's still a
Dark
thing.
Lord of the Under Emo 420XI.
It's great.
Do you have like really cool music and everything? So if I visit
Oh
your
yeah,
page,
dude. I mean, like, you should check out my band on MySpace.
I'm gonna have to.
All right.
I'm getting it after the show.
Yeah,
J-Ram, where can we find you? Oh, I can't wait for this.
I'll just keep it simple, dude. 'cause
No,
you look
no, you
you
gotta
look a little
say-
uneasy right now.
you
so
have to
it's-
say
are
the
you on
site,
number
man.
one vote,
Are you on
919 on
Pornhub
Twitter?
advertiser?
Say the
J-Ram?
site, J-Ram. Just tell us
I
where we
just
can
did,
really
Twitter.
find you. Are you sure?
Twitter.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
sure? Come,
you look a
just
little
Twitter.
uneasy.
dude, it's the 69th episode. Come on, you.
No,
talk.
it's
Just
okay.
Twitter, or can we find you on Pornhub?
Not anymore, dude.
Just corn.
Not
Um,
anymore. You stopped
yeah, he
He
advertising.
stopped. Yeah, he
I am
stopped.
Yeah,
He wasn't
I've
getting any
outgrown-
views.
I've outgrown
Is
that
it
site.
X-Hamster? Is it X-Hamster now?
He.
How do you know about all these sites?
Well, when
Well,
a man loves
Jay,
a
hit
woman.
end.
All right. You guys can find you on Destiny Track on Twitter at Destiny Track, on YouTube at Destiny Tracker and the Tracker Network, and also make sure to follow Fortnite Tracker on Twitter. It's great. And then me at J_DTR. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning into the 69th episode of the DTR Podcast. We may not have a show next week, and that show will be postponed. I will let that guest know. And I'll just keep you guys updated on the media. Just follow us there, and I will keep you guys all updated. Nathan, again, you are great. Thank you so much. JRM Joker, awesome as always. And we'll see you guys later. Bye, Guardians.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Stay frosty.